Welcome to Real Estate Coaching Radio, starring award-winning real estate coaches and #1 international best-selling authors, Tim and Julie Harris. This is the #1 daily radio show for realtors looking for a no BS, authentic, real-time coaching experience. What's really working in today's market, how to generate more leads, make more money, and have more time for what you love in your life. And now your hosts, Tim and Julie Harris.
Welcome back. Today we're going to be talking about the top 8 YouTube videos for realtors. In other words, these are the videos we'll strongly suggest you guys use for, frankly, promoting yourselves as real estate practitioners. And we're going to give you what the video topics are. We're going to give you lots of ideas, lots of drill down, focused information. And then it's going to be up to you to take action on these ideas. Now, I want you to be very clear. Julie and I are 100% advocates of branding, of marketing, of doing social media, all of it, right? A lot of you found us from our marketing, our branding, and our social media. But if you really want to have a business that's, frankly, always increasing in terms of its profitability, you're going to have to be a proactive lead generator first. And a proactive lead generator, what that actually means is having direct conversations with decision-making adults about buying and selling real estate. If you're doing a lot of passive lead generation, and that is what we're talking about today, and you're hoping that that is going to result in your ships coming in, you're going to be sorely, frankly, disappointed. And if you do get leads from your passive lead generation, they're oftentimes too expensive, they're low quality, and you're going to, let's be honest, how long can you wait for a deal to happen? So learn to be a proactive lead generator first, and then reinforce your proactive lead generation with passive lead generation. For example, the 8 ideas we're about to give you for videos for YouTube.
Yes, so what are the top videos that you should be posting to your realtor social media sites, especially on YouTube? Well, when you create each video, you're going to use it not just on YouTube, but the same video can go on Facebook and Instagram, etc.
Well, TikTok and all the others too.
All of the things.
And you can make long forms and short forms videos for every one of the ideas that we're giving you. So for one video, you're going to be able to chop it up and make it into maybe 5 or 6 different videos.
Yes, so that you're keeping, your content consistent and getting out there. So YouTube is the most important place to post because your videos will then be searchable on Google. If you don't know how to use YouTube yet, refer to our podcasts about YouTube for realtors. We do have a series on that. So on our top topics for professional real estate agents to post on social media, which when done consistently should create listing and buyer lead generation for you. We're going to get to that in a second. So a few quick notes to keep in mind, again, the notes if you scroll down, but before you do your filming. Number 1, when you are filming any property, your listing or somebody else's, be certain that you have written permission to film. Note number 2, each video must have something of value plus a call to action. A call to action, or a CTA, is where you ask the viewer to do something, call you, text you, comment below, ask questions, or schedule an appointment. Note number 3, and then we're going to get into the actual video content. Note number 3, you don't have to go out and get a bunch of equipment. Use your iPhone videos or iMovie to get started. Done is better than perfect, so don't use analysis paralysis as your excuse to procrastinate.
Right. I mean, that's so important. A new iPhone or I suppose a lot of Android phones as well, they have at least 4K cameras on them, and the mics are stellar. You're going to be able to create really quality videos that I think maybe even only 2 or 3 years ago, you'd have to have bought a really expensive handheld camera.
Yes, in other words, you already have the equipment, so don't go there in your head.
Well, exactly. Don't go searching for the perfect this and the perfect. I mean, Julie and I used to have a podcast studio when we were in Texas. We spent a lot of money and time on it. And guess what we use now? We use 2 handheld lavalier mics, and we, like you guys are watching us on YouTube right now, that is what we use. And then we're just plugging it into my iPhone, and we're using a recording, podcast recording app called Ferrite. That's our whole system. And then we upload the podcast, and we have a small staff that handles it from there and makes all the other media from it, including, guess what, our YouTube videos. But the moral of the story of what I'm trying to express to you is you do not have to spend a lot of money on equipment or worry, frankly, too much about quality.
Or a videographer.
Exactly.
Okay. Point number 1 is my favorite. Again, we're talking about videos that actually generate market updates. Now, these need to be done every month. They could be done every week. Break down price ranges and zip codes and report the highest sales in specific areas, the average list to sell price ratio, the days on the market, and any trends that you see. This information can be found in the email reports that your board of realtors sends to you every month. Do you open those? They might actually be in your spam right now. They do give you, most of them give really great charts and graphs that you can include in your video description. But again, I'm removing an objection where they're going to say, well, I don't want to do all that research. I don't know how to put that together. You already get that in a combination of your hot sheets, your monthly reports, your weekly reports. This is given to you by your board.
Some of our most expensive, our highest end long-term coaching clients have built a great business for themselves off doing a community newsletter. New listings, days on the market, all the stuff Julie just told you, sort of like a big CMA. And then they send that out to homeowners. They send them out, it's just basically a big farming piece. Now enhance that, don't stop doing it if it's working, but enhance that with passing along the pertinent information from the newsletter in the form of a video. Don't get in your heads about creating this long presentation with a bunch of slides and all the rest of it. It could just be you in front of your phone and you're essentially presenting the key points from the newsletter, and then tell them to look forward to the newsletter that's going to be arriving in their mailboxes in the next week or so. That is a great combination of things that's going to position yourself in the eyes of the most motivated and frankly enthusiastic homeowners and potential sellers. You're going to position yourself as a true market expert.
Perfect. And again, don't just do it once. This works better when you're doing it weekly, monthly, etc.
Michael and Robin Gordon, who are, I think, I bet you they're the top, 20 agents in the world. Longtime friends, coaching clients at Berkshire. Maybe they're top 10. They might be top 5. Well, what they did is they built a lot of their business based on exactly what we just told you. So it absolutely will work in upper ends, and obviously it'll work in every other price range as well.
Yes, because what do upcoming sellers watch? They watch their market updates. They are keeping an eye on price, getting ready to sell. Okay, number 2, video walkthroughs of your current listings and coming soon listings. This is great for generating leads for you and creates obvious value for your sellers. Video is vastly superior to a slideshow. I'm still seeing lots of slideshows popping around there. Slideshows are basically outdated. If you are currently listless, ask your broker which listings need more marketing or are getting fewer showings, or maybe there's some coming soons that you can do. Well, video walkthroughs do get watched.
Right, but ask other agents. Frankly, they don't even have to be part of your brokerage. You can ask other agents what they have coming up. We have coaching clients that are doing new listing videos with permission of the sellers and the listing agent, obviously. Not their listing on YouTube. They're doing these video walkthroughs where they're walking through this new listing that's somebody else's listing.
Maybe it's just a beautiful listing that's really cool that you want to video and get out there.
Yeah, so there's a double benefit, right? You're previewing listings. You're getting to know the market more. You're establishing yourself as an expert in the eyes of the other real estate agents in your marketplace, especially the listing agents. You're earning a favor with that listing agent because you're helping to promote their listing. Maybe the buyer or the seller, here's an idea, maybe the listing doesn't sell, the listing agent loses the listing, and that seller saw your video and thought, well, that person did a great job promoting my listing more than the previous listing agent, and you get it as an expired, on and on and on.
Yes, indeed. Good reminders. All right. Number 3, drone footage of your listings. Show the neighborhood amenities as well as the home. Is there a neighborhood pool, a park, walking trails, or a clubhouse? So that's also commonly watched.
And if you need a drone professional, our 10-year-old can help you out.
Yes. Don't use that as an excuse.
Right. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, find a local kid who's flying a drone right now in your backyard with a camera, and ask them and give them, a lollipop, and ask them to actually go and do a drone video of the neighborhood. They will do it. Or you might even be able to find one. I wouldn't use one that's online already because you could hit with copyright issues.
Yes, there you go. But it's not hard. All right.
No.
Number 4, do a video preview of your upcoming open house. Post it on all your social media assets as well as email it to your database. Again, you can borrow other agents' listings to do both the video and the open house.
Back to the drone thing. If you have new construction in your marketplace, it would be pretty badass to fly a drone over the new construction areas and showing the progress and doing the progress of the new construction, and just do it like once a week or whatever.
Like a time lapse type series.
With these new drones, I'm not going to geek out on you guys, but with a drone. Julie's laughing at me. Thank you, Julie. With a drone, you can actually set it up so that it will follow, essentially a flight path, and then you just release the drone, and then the drone will go, and you can with your finger on your iPad or your phone, you can show essentially the path that you want the drone to fly, and just repeat that once a week. And you're going to then start sticking those up on YouTube and splicing and dicing those in upcoming new community at Oakhurst subdivision or whatever. Who are you going to attract?
That's a great idea.
You're welcome. Anybody who's thinking about actually buying new construction, which is, by the way, everybody in that community, you're going to start basically, gathering a whole bunch of prospective listing leads.
I was thinking even on an existing community, let's say that you farm a particular, let's say New Albany Country Club or something like that. You could have watch the seasons change
That's
series,
an awesome idea.
And follow like the walking path through the trees and just make that like a go-to thing. If I'm considering moving to New Albany, maybe I really like seeing those seasons or what have you. There's so many different spins on this. All right, point number 5, showcase model homes in new construction communities. Highlight the builder and what makes their product special. You could interview them. What's the price range, the production time, the amenities? Do they have spec homes for sale? You can do this for all new construction communities in your area. Oh, but I don't have new construction. Refer to our previous podcast. Yes, you do, probably. Use Google and newhomesource.com to find the communities. You can do this once a week for an entire quarter and become the new construction specialist in your town.
Think about this. You're going to go to the new construction. Let's say it's you're dealing directly with the builder. Mm-hmm. He's building some spec homes. You're going to then ask him if it's okay if you do some videos of his properties and help him find a buyer. What impression are you leaving with that builder? You could do that with new home reps. A new build rep is sitting in a model and they've got 5 spec homes. They can't list them. It's a big builder, but you're more than happy to let you help them sell them to one of your buyers. Do a video walkthrough of every one of these new construction homes. Think about all the side stream benefits you're going to get, not just selling the house, but getting obviously paid a commission for doing so. Maybe you're going to get some referrals from that new build rep for some buyers that have to sell. On and on and on. All of this, remember we started out by saying proactive versus passive. So you're combining the two, and that's what makes you guys legendary. By the way, all of our show notes for today's podcast are down below. So open up the show notes, and you're going to find everything we're talking about. And remember, your homework from this and every podcast is join Premier Coaching. What the heck are you waiting for? We have thousands of agents that join us with Premier Coaching every single year. Is obviously the next natural step for all of you. You love this podcast. We know you do because thousands of you listen every day. So the next move for you is absolutely to join Premier Coaching. You click the link below or just go to premiercoaching.com.
Point number 6 for your videos, educational or informational videos on specific topics for buyers and sellers. Examples. How does a rate buy down work? You could interview your favorite lender and talk about that. Is new construction for me? What are the benefits that you should consider? What's required to apply for a home mortgage? Top 5 ways to stage your home for sale. What to expect from a home inspection, etc. Now, note to self. Our coaching clients have an endless supply of educational topics that are discussed in Premier and Elite Coaching. You will never run out of topics or content for doing educational or informational videos. Tammy Irby is cycling through these. She's batching. She's doing 2 or 3 of them at a time, and she's choosing topics like this. She did a great one preparing for applying for a mortgage. These are things that people are curious about, and not everybody just knows off the top of their head.
Well, let's say, for example, you don't want to be flying drones and doing walkthroughs and the rest of it. You could start your own YouTube channel where you're going to do weekly interviews of the local, lenders and the local builders and, all the rest of it.
Sure.
There's a great app that we're going to start doing interviews again starting in February. Frankly, a lot of the biggest names in real estate, and we're going to use an app called Riverside.fm, I believe. Very easy, very elegant solution. But let's say you decide to start your own YouTube interview, show, and maybe you're going to start inviting local entrepreneurs on. Maybe you're going to do what we're doing, an interview. I don't think consumers are going to care much about real estate interviews, but they're going to want to know about maybe the different loan products. So have Larry the lender on. Mm-hmm. Maybe they're going to want to learn more about the cost of, maybe you're going to have all the new build reps on. All these types of things. And you can do your interview on Riverside at the same time. You can live stream on all the socials. So think of, again, all the side stream benefits you're getting from doing just that one idea. All the thousands of people you're going to potentially be in front of, positioning yourself as an expert. It does not matter whether you've been in the business for as long as we have or whether you just got your real estate license. These are ways that you can, frankly, get an unfair advantage in the marketplace. Why? Because you are providing information. You are being helpful. You're doing something that other agents aren't, because the other agents are just waiting around like pissed off baby birds in a nest waiting for someone to send them a lead. You're going out there being proactive and providing value.
Providing value. Remember, that was one of our tips at the top, is make sure you're always providing value and then a call to action. Ask them to communicate with you.
Our calls to action in our media is direct. We're telling you to join Premier Coaching. We're suggesting you go to one of our live meetups at harrisrealestatemeetup.com. Some of you aren't going to feel comfortable doing that. That's fine. Give them information about how they can contact with, you, and just tell them to, like we say, put it in the show notes or show description, or as I sometimes do, give your cell phone number. For example, for those of you who are interested in joining eXp Realty, Julie and I feel that that is without a doubt the smartest business decision we've ever made. Well, one of the top three for sure. And it is the next natural step for all of you. So those of you who are ready to move up in your real estate careers and you're looking for a sponsor that's going to be extremely proactive in your success at eXp Realty, there's two paths forward for you. Of course, there's a link in the show notes, and you can click the link and you can check out our group's website and learn more about the added benefits that you get when you join with Julie and I at with eXp Realty. Or you can just text me directly. Remember, text directly, 512-758-0206. 512-758-0206. Don't be afraid to give your cell phone number, guys, because you'll get the best, here's what's going to happen. There's going to be, 10,000 of you listen to today's podcast, and there's going to be quite a few of you that are going to be ready to join eXp Realty. You're looking for a sponsor, and you're absolutely looking for the runway to land the plane. You're going to get my cell phone number. You're going to text me, and I'm going to help you guys join Premier. Listen, I'm going to help you guys join eXp Realty. In other words, the best, most motivated folks are going to want to have the least buffers in place to communicate with you. So give your phone number.
Yeah, exactly. Don't
Oh,
be
and by the
afraid to do
way,
that.
when they communicate with you, maybe you tell them to text you like I do. Or it doesn't really matter, but when they do communicate with you, get back with them urgently.
Furiously fast lead follow-up. All right, number 7 and number 8, we're talking about for sale by owners and expireds, but it might not be obvious at the top here. So point number 7, you can do a video called How to Sell Your House Without a Realtor. Who wants to coach a FSBO to do that? Well, this is a list of all the many, many things that you do to get a home sold, mentioning things like pre-qualifying showings, staging the house, using legal forms, transaction coordination, liability, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. For sale by owner lead generation, right? You can talk about all of that and then, give your phone number.
You can do one for expireds, frankly.
That's number 8.
Oh, it is number 8, so I'll shut up.
You can do a video called Why Sometimes Even the Best Homes Don't Sell the First Time and Not for Reasons You Think. This is talking about why expired listings happen. Call to action to speak to you. The call to action is to speak to you if they're in this situation. We do give you, you're wondering, well, why don't they sell the first time? You get that in Premier Coaching. We gave you a sprinkling of that in a previous podcast when we talked about expireds.
Right. That's a copy line that Julie and I came up with years ago. Why sometimes the best homes don't sell. And it's not for the reasons you may think, but the other way, if you want to be more aggressive, it's not for the reasons you may be told.
There you go.
Right. So what you're doing is all these, expireds have probably had listing agents that did nothing but beat on them about price. But the reality of it is that in a market like this, price may not have been the issue. And so the listing agent has been fired and the homeowner still needs to sell. And so they're going to, I think, feel a sense of relief when they read that you're validating what they thought, that sometimes the homes don't sell and not for the reasons you've been told or not the reasons you may think.
And then they're going to call you assuming that you were brave enough to give them your phone number.
Exactly.
Right?
Guys get it? And they're going to be motivated.
Yes. So homework, create a video schedule where you're regularly accomplishing the production. Make sure every video has a call to action and be sure to check the comments so that you're setting appointments, not just shooting videos.
Okay, one thing we didn't talk about, I'll give you guys a summary of this. There's something called a video editor. They're not expensive. So what a video editor is, so when Julie and I do our podcast, it is recorded and then it's made into short form videos and long form videos. You might be on YouTube right now watching one of our videos. So those were edited. In other words, the short videos were cut up and then all the topography or the what is it called? The words and whatnot. There's a
transcript.
Oh, no. The words that flash up on the screen and the images and all that.
Yeah.
That's what an editor does. And they're typically going to charge you like $25 a video. Our longer form videos, which are 30 minutes or whatever, those cost us significantly more. So we do a video every single day, a long form video every single day, and we do 3 short form videos every single day. And that's $20 a month, and we pay $4,000 a month. So I'm just giving you guys a benchmark so when you're assessing how much money you want to spend on this. A lot of the videos that you're going to be creating are going to be one and done. In other words, you're going to create a community about a video about the community, the things about the community you like the most. Maybe you're going to do a video about, highlights of whatever. You don't have to do that on a regular basis. So once that's done, you don't have to actually think about it anymore. But the regular updates and some of the other ideas, you're going to maybe want to update those on a more frequent basis. I'm going to share with us one last thing. Actually, Julie, you are, if you don't mind. We have these great long-term coaching clients. They've been coaching with us for, 10 to 20 years. Lance and Karen Kenmore.
Kenmore's, yes.
Okay, so you had told me when we were actually out visiting them in 2021 that there was somebody in their community who had created a couple videos. Tell that story.
Yes, and Lance now is also cutting
I know.
some videos. Okay, it was a newer agent, but they were getting a lot of action from their videos because they were doing things like top 7 reasons to move to Kennewick, Washington, okay? Or they would say 3 things to do on the weekend in wherever, Seattle, okay? So it doesn't have to always be so real estate oriented. You're getting people who are curious about your community.
They were
relo leads, right? And so that was a great idea because if I'm thinking, gosh, I just found out I'm relocating to wherever, what am I going to do there?
But what he saw was this agent was showing a lot of their listings because Lance is primarily
Yes.
a listing agent and selling a lot of their listings. And so Lance thought, well, I'm sure he tried to recruit them to be part of his brokerage.
Probably.
And then he had where are they getting all these leads? And I guess they told him from YouTube.
Yes.
But,
Well, we did some research together, yeah.
but that agent had only done it wasn't even that
It
many
wasn't
videos.
even that many transactions.
And they weren't great.
No.
I mean, videos, not transactions.
Videos, yeah.
They had
they were pretty unpolished, to be honest with you, but it had a kind of a young, fun feel to it. Like go hiking at this park. This was great. I just discovered it this weekend. So I think that what we took away from that was that you can, with the right call to action and being proactive, because you're not going to rely just on your videos, but being very proactive, you can be creative, you can be fun. I find in coaching that agents will do things using video that they won't do voice-to-voice, person-to-person. So, for example, maybe they don't light the phones up with direct process, they would call it cold calling, because they're not that comfortable with scripts, but they will do a video about expireds, right? And they like the idea of doing one video and reaching multiple people. So find out what your niche is going to be. You'll do more and you'll reach more people. And it's also great. The second thing I find from coaching is it's great practice presenting.
That's true. But do remember, if you want to make the most money helping the most people in the shortest period of time, being a proactive lead generator is going to get you into the end zone
Far superior.
1,000 times faster than doing anything passive. So don't have your takeaway from today's podcast be that you're just going to start creating a bunch of YouTube content.
No.
Have it be, I'm going to enhance my proactive lead generation with YouTube content so that when you have called that expired or you're working on that whatever source of business and they do some homework on you and they stumble across the videos that you've created, that's going to pretty much seal the deal for you. You've closed the loop in their minds. But if you just have to choose how you're going to allocate your time between being a passive lead generator and a proactive lead generator, always choose proactive because it's going to make you money 1,000 times faster. And frankly, it is easier. I know this sounds crazy. Mm-hmm. It is easier once you move past your resistance and a lot of ego and things like that to make money being a proactive lead generator than it is being a passive lead generator. Why? Because it is like some people will say, Tim, you guys are old school. You're telling people to do videos. Or I'm not do videos. No, I'm not. I'm telling people to do videos. What I'm telling them is that here is the benefit and the cost of doing videos. Well, when you do mass media marketing and branding, it's one to many. And what you guys are proponents of doing one to one. Well, because here's the problem. Everybody's doing one to many. Not very many people are effectively doing one to one. So if you're doing one to one, you on the phone talking to somebody, and then you're enhancing it or reinforcing it with the passive lead generation, that's how you win at the highest level.
Yes, we're marrying the two together. That's an important point that you bring up. And look at how many of our video examples were attached to the real work of real estate, like filming your open house, filming you going to new construction, the real work of real estate that you're doing anyway, you're just backing that up with some video presentation.
You said filming.
Videoing.
Videoing.
Videography.
You just dated yourself.
I know.
Is
I
there
still think it was
is there film on my iPhone?
I don't know. Let's open it up.
What happens
No,
if you put your
I don't know.
iPhone in like an old 1980s, cassette thing?
I don't know.
Maybe it
We should
works.
ask Zoe to do
Yeah,
that.
exactly.
Yes, I know.
You
Well,
see
I
that-
have stopped saying facts, like a decade ago, so that's good.
Have you seen that video where millennials are given 8-track players and
Oh, it's
all these,
hilarious.
and they don't know how to make them work?
I know. Are they like a cassette player, and they like, how do you get the music out of it? And they're like, unwinding the, the film. Anyway.
The film, you did it again. You mean the tape?
The
Oh,
tape.
I said it too.
See? All right. I think our podcast has peaked.
I think it has too. So listen, guys, thank you for keeping this, believe it or not, the number one listened to daily podcast for real estate professionals in at least the United States. It's our pleasure and our honor to be your real estate coaches. Make sure you take the next natural step and you join Premier Coaching. Just go to premiercoaching.com, or you can just scroll down and see our show notes. And by the way, show notes would be great for all of you because it gives you a checklist of video ideas. Yep. And then also to click the link to join Premier Coaching. In the meantime, thank you again for keeping the number one listened to daily podcast for real estate agents in at least the United States. Have a fantastic day. We'll talk with you on the show tomorrow.
This podcast is a part of the C-Suite Radio Network. For more top business podcasts, visit c-suiteradio.com.